You probably know Fiverr. Fiverr is a platform for hiring contractors and freelancers to do generally small jobs. So let's say you wanted somebody to write some social media posts for you. You could hire them. It used to be $5. It's gone up generally. So you'd hire them for a low amount of money. They'd go off and do the work, and that kind of frees up your time, and it allows somebody elsewhere to get paid for it. Pretty cool. That's been open for years. However, a lot of the tasks that are done on Fiverr are quite low-level things. They are things like creating social media posts, for example. They tend not to be big, larger project-based tasks. Generally, you'd use Upwork for something like that. So let's say you want a new e-commerce site made. You could go to Upwork and hire a developer or a team of developers, and they would get that done for you. Fiverr tends to be down the lower end of the market. They've tried to change that because they realized there's more money to be made in the larger contracts. But as a whole, Fiverr is that low level of, hey, I need you to write some copy for my sales page, or I need you to make a lead magnet, or I need you to make some kind of Canva social media posts, etc. That level is being eaten alive by artificial intelligence. So over the last couple of years, Fiverr gigs and the money that freelancers made on Fiverr has just fallen off a cliff. We've had data on that for the last couple of years. I don't have it on me here, but have a look at it, and it's been horrendous. The bigger thing is that as this has happened, Fiverr's share price has plummeted. So Fiverr, I think it's fallen 40%. Let's put it up. This is the most public. Okay, it's up 1% today. So let's look at the last year. Over the last year, it's fallen 6.6. Over the last 5 years, it's fallen 81%. So here we go. So the high was in 2021. It was $323 a share. And it had a slow downward trajectory in 2021. And then, here we go, November the 12th, 2021, it falls off a cliff. Oh, sorry, no, it's January. This is artificial intelligence starting to kick in at this level. So the last couple of years, their share price has just basically dropped to very little. It's now $23 a share, roughly. Yeah, $23. So it's dropped 80+% in the last couple of years with the advent of AI. So their CEO, he said, we're going back to startup mode. This is a big update I shared with the team. We're turning Fiverr into an AI-first company that's leaner and simpler, dreams bigger, and builds faster. Long and short of it, he's reducing the workforce. I think he's cutting 30% of the workforce within Fiverr. So this is not the freelancers, but the actual Fiverr company itself, cutting about 30% of the workforce and becoming an AI first company. So this is, he's couching it in terms of, no, he's couching it in terms of optimization rather than in terms of survival. But let's have a look. For months, I've been sharing my thoughts on how AI is reshaping not only work, but the increasingly immersive way humans and machines interact. What? This will lead to fundamental changes in how societal activities are organized and how businesses operate. The speed at which technology is changing and the possibilities it brings are incredible, and they demand new thinking and higher velocity to stay at the top of our game. Remember, this is after 3 years of taking an absolute beating from artificial intelligence, so it's taken a little while for this to sink in. 80% down in share prices, so we're already one of the companies to embrace AI across everything we do and reaping the benefits of what small productive AI teams can deliver. Neo, Fiverr Go, dynamic matching, and how we code, market, and provide customer care are all great examples of this. We need to accelerate this mode of work. We can and should dream bigger and build faster, using this moment to build on what's next for Fiverr on a modern, clean, AI-focused infrastructure from the ground up. Our infrastructure was built over the course of many years, and it's not about just adding more people to build on top of it. Oh, it's about simplifying it. This is a different skill and a different mindset. It requires going back to startup mode. Fewer people, more productivity. Yeah, so it goes on and on in this vein about how exciting artificial intelligence is and how it's going to take Fiverr into the next stage of its development. God, it does go on a lot. But the long and short of it is AI has trounced them for years, is demolished their demand because their customers can now go to AI and get the work done instead of hiring somebody through Fiverr. So that's demolished their business model. So they're down 80% in their stock price from their high in 2021. So AI is the big reason for this. But he's saying, oh no, this is 3 years later. Oh, AI is really exciting. What we're going to do is we're going to be AI first. This is an example of a CEO using AI as an excuse to cover their butts. We're seeing this again and again where companies are laying off staff members left and right and saying, oh, it's because of our AI efficiencies. But they haven't yet got those AI efficiencies in place. They fire first with the expectation, the hope, the dream, what did he call it? The hope and the dreams that they'll be able to use AI to fill those gaps. It hasn't worked. We saw at Klarna, it did not work. In Klarna, they were doing financially not very well, but they were pushing for an IPO, again, to try and cover their asses. So if they went public, they'd get an influx of cash and they'd be able to remedy some problems that they had with the business. So they fired a whole bunch of staff to reduce their costs so they can go to the IPO and they can be more attractive to the investors. But the reason they said for firing all of those staff was, oh, we're going AI first. We're going to replace them all with AI. A year or so later, they're like, no, didn't work. And they rehired all the people. So you have to get these AI productivity boosts in place first. You cannot just fire everybody and then say, yeah, we're replacing them with AI. You have to do, it's putting the cart before the horse. Anyway, they have fired or laying off 250 employees, which is about 30% of their workforce. And some people are saying, here we go, your daily reminder that layoffs are just getting started. He said the company evaluated what AI could do and reached a clear conclusion. As we evaluate what has been done and what can be done, we believe we don't need as many people to operate the existing business. We'll see. I don't think this is going to end very well for Fiverr. I think already they were in the hole because their actual product, which is providing lower level services, has been demolished by AI. So becoming more lean in your operations doesn't really matter if your product is no longer needed by the market. So I think this will slow down their demise, but they're not going to be around for very long. But what do I know? I'm sure they have some plans. We'll see, but I don't have any hopes. Again, not investment advice. Not that you might want to short them, but I'm not going to suggest that.